Doesn't notice that. They did swap sides on the map, so I don't know if that's going to really change the dynamic at all. It's generally the same, but some people have their preferences.
Send your marches, people.
All right. They are quickly on the field.
We are checking the both sides. We will see what they're up to. They are still going pretty equal on both sides.
I mean, I'd hope I see equal marches coming out, or somebody's holding out on this.
Okay, let's wait a little bit until they actually establish their presence.
Yeah, establish their presence on the field. We kind of understand where they're going to be pushing it.
Too early to talk about anything right now. We gotta give some time to.
Yeah, we definitely want to see
through
how these guys are going to manage. I mean,
okay, outposts are taken. They're trying to take positions on their zombies, I believe.
I mean, these are like, you know, obviously this is like the first thing everybody has to focus on. The second you get those, you know, those kills, these points are massive. Besides, obviously, you know, outposts, operation bases, and whatnot. And I mean, people didn't know, like, helipad also gives passive points. So, you know, being able to hold more of those also is pretty massive. I mean, I think people are being a bit slow here, trying to, you know, take things around the map.
Well, they're spreading around. It's normal at this moment. It has been only 3 minutes, but we can observe the first skirmishes during the zombies. Okay, we see huge PIS presence on the left side.
Blue was a bit slow here, just now capturing their operation bases. I mean, being even a minute behind in points is kind of a really big shot in the foot.
Exactly.
So that might hurt, especially
HNB is already done with their outposts, and they're right here waiting on the zombies.
I mean, yeah, the zombies have already spawned, and I mean, we're going to see these guys kind of push up on the field and see how this kind of turns out here.
Let's check the both places real quick.
I mean, you do see HNB's team heavily dominated on one of these sides at the very least. Top right, and I mean, it's a bit one-for-one-ish.
Left side is, yeah, we can say it's heavily dominated.
It's a bit even out here, and these guys are probably going to try to just maintain field presence for these, you know.
They're basically racing for the zombies.
And then we're gonna see probably another massive bio building fight. So look forward to that as always.
Okay, we start.
It is nice. It is nice to hear the team's kind of excited.
They are down with the zombies.
Yeah, that is really nice.
I'm here to kill zombies and people, and I'm out of zombies. They're going for each other.
Obviously, there are also like limited numbers of teleports, so I do wonder how, like, you know, teams maybe talk to each other about, you know, who's going to take teleport spots first.
Okay, there's huge battle going on both sides. They're trying to reduce their numbers before the final battle in the middle for the while.
I mean, this is an intense kind of tug of war here, and I mean, at this rate, we'll see these tyrants spawn in hopefully soon. And honestly, whoever gets the first tyrant spawn is going to be massively set up for maybe a win here. So I really want to see who gets these kills. Maybe they split it. One team can get both kills. The other team is really going to need to either get that vial or get both the kills next time as well.
It is very important to take position, like before the tyrant spawns, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So they can kind of guarantee the kill.
I mean, it looks like HNB's honestly winning these fights right now. They might have this.
Could be.
And PIS is moving up right now, trying to take field control and field presence to make sure they don't get totally pushed off here. And hopefully, you know, they want to try to get this tyrant kill, or at least remain on the field somewhat, so they're able to get some damage in and potentially get this kill on it. But honestly, it is really hard for them right now. And I mean,
Okay, PIS is trying to hold the line right on the spawn point. That makes sense, very reasonable. Let's check.
And I mean, we will see the
This huge battle.
I don't know if you know, but
they are contesting each other a lot for the Bio Tyrants.
the Vile spawns in 6 minutes, by the way, so you might see them moving up right after we kind of see however these.
Okay, Bio Tyrant is up. Let's
Yeah,
check
see-
to both sides real quick. Okay.
They are about to freaking flame these sirens.
Bio Tyrant.
First is from red, and second is
PIS
from
got
blue.
the
This
first
is
one,
one for
second
one.
one got the HNB.
Okay, this
is
vial is going to be very necessary to take
Exactly,
the big
because
advantage in points.
This is 1-to-1, perfect trade.
And you already see that blue is a little bit behind in points, but I think they can maybe recover here.
This difference is just so minor, and HNB is doing insane job with all these sniping the
I
outposts.
keep confusing like which side is which.
See,
'cause of
the
last match.
gap is already closed. It's all working according to plan. Now we can expect the huge battle in the middle. People are basically refreshing their troops.
I mean, you do see these guys kind of moving throughout the map. They're already positioning themselves up for kind of a crazy fight here. And
They are
I really
trying
think
to just kill the stragglers here.
I think whoever gets this vial is really setting themselves up for a win here. You know, if we maybe see some other plays here, that'll be really interesting. But that is to be seen.
During this 5 minutes, we still see people trying to fight for the outposts.
I mean, these guys, I feel like these guys definitely planned this out. They are organizing in like up mid insanely hard. But honestly, you see.
Yeah, see, PIS.
You see them
trying to
gathering
take
on both
the
sides,
outposts
honestly.
back.
So, I mean, honestly, trying to take control of this as soon as possible is, you know, crucial. But
Mm-hmm.
you do see bottom left operation base is getting swarmed, but it's kind of like a back and forth for both sides right now. I feel like they might end up losing this, though, since there's just so much field presence from both
But
teams here.
it is kind of equal. I wouldn't expect
Yeah,
such
well,
big
even
battle
then, even
here.
if it's equal, it's really hard to kind of hold on. All it takes is them losing it once, right? It's basically the same as if one march dies, or obviously a much bigger march.
This is
But
going
if they lose it
insanely
once,
close.
they're going to be hurting in points. And they're not using a primary defensive hero either to hold this right now. So this is an ideal time to kind of swarm it down. And I mean, this is a good time to also take advantage of this, especially since you see so many PIS gathered up mid. Just taking advantage of that and being
Let's
able to
check
swarm
the
these
mid
things
real
down.
quick. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, teams are preparing.
They are getting
Only
ready
3
to
minutes
clash here.
left. We see some of them already refresh their troops.
Yeah, you
and
do
just
see HNB's
regrouping.
gathering pretty heavy over here, though. So I don't
Yep.
know. PIS is about to have a hard time. And HNB did just capture that operation base and are sending some of these marches walking off. So I don't know. Like, if these guys can hold it for as long as possible, they'll be able to get that 160 point per minute. And that'll put them kind of in a good spot. As long as they can get this vial, that's really going to set them up for this next round of kind of frenzy.
Okay, the huge battle already started.
Yeah, you do. This is a crazy battle up mid.
They don't want to give the other team any chance to get the vial. They want to just secure it, but it's very challenging. Let's see what's going to
It
happen.
does look like HNB's operation base is getting swarmed back, and it was just taken back. But even then, they were able to deny them from at least a minute or two of points. So I feel like that is a win in its own regard. And you do have them kind of moving in the sides, and I really love this, seeing like kind of these rogue players running around and just snatching these operation bases.
So many outposts are being contested. Look at this. The chaos is huge.
There's definitely a lot more movement on the back lines.
Definitely.
I love to see.
Like all of from both sides,
I
they
think-
have been contesting both on bases and preparing for the mid battle.
And I think both teams know that like either HNB plays really crazy here and comes for a really good win, or PIS is able to maybe play it safer. Maybe they have to play it crazy to kind of counter how HNB is going to play or whatever.
Okay, so for now, PIS is getting heavily countered. The back lines, front lines, all of them are contested.
It does look like-
everywhere. It's so hard to catch up.
It does look like PIS might be losing in field control at mid, though. I feel like HNB does have the number advantage, and this is
The mid is
pretty
pretty
hard.
equal, but I think that the break point of this war, this time, might be the outposts.
the operation bases are 100% playing huge role, and even just like even if they can't hold them, taking them consistently just means they're denying the enemy points. And I mean, you just saw they just lost another one, so I don't know. Like they are slowly being passed in points because they're not being proactive enough, I guess.
Basically, they have the tempo for now. They're leading this tempo very efficiently.
And they are playing this like monsters. And I mean, this how long do we have on the bio building? 1 minute. We have 1 minute until this vial spawns, and you know these guys are fighting like dogs over here. So
they're there for blood, man. Okay. Only 40 seconds left. We see, let's see if they outnumber. No, not really. It's kind of equal. So, yes, this vial will be 50-50, pretty much.
I definitely think if someone with a full health March can grab this vial, that'll be massive. I mean, I think a lot of people grab it
possible.
with whatever March they can. And this vial does give 3,000 points.
If you can pick the vial with a Thomas or something, I mean, you can move it a lot. Okay, just 7 seconds left.
And there it is.
There we go.
Whoever gets this is really going to be setting themselves.
I will focus on the battle here. Let's see how it's going to turn out. The vial is up.
I cannot see anybody getting this. I mean, these marches are just getting denied. They're just getting
I will zoom in as much as I can.
Well, nobody's grabbed it yet. It's just these marches that are trying to grab it, I think, get hit, and then
they're trying to grab it, but they're getting denied. They're getting contested.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, this is going to be just a war of attrition if nobody gets it, right? It's going to just be kind of whack-a-mole.
Okay, the vial is taken by Big Daddy. Big Daddy is trying to move it. Let's see how far he can make it.
Yeah, it does look like Big Daddy here's moving it.
Oops, he dropped it.
Honestly, I don't know about moving it off to the side, though, because that doesn't mean that you're taking it away from your enemy side. You're kind of bringing it into more of a neutral spot, which I don't know if that's really what you want to kind of do, bring it up or down.
No, they are kind of in a tough situation right now. Even if they pick it, the outposts, like, it's all taken.
Yeah, they've already lost.
This is like 200 IQ move by HNB. Now, let's see the vial is taken again by the PSI. Is that
this PIS march has lasted a good while, but I don't think it's going to last much longer.
Eong took
and
it,
it's gone down again.
It's gone
Vial's
again.
back down on the ground. And I mean, this is just who can pick it up faster, really. Oh,
okay, it's picked up again.
PIS did grab it again.
Yeah, PIS not leaving it, man.
Oh, and it's back on the ground. These marches are, I feel like most of these marches are low, though, so the second you grab it, you're pretty quickly going to...
The marches are going down like candies.
Yeah, and you also got to recognize anybody who does hold the vial does have like a damage factor increased on them, so you will die much faster.
So we see here that PIS is trying to take the outpost of Operation Base back because it's the closest one. They are moving the vial at the same time.
From
NK get it. Oops.
And they can't really enter the operation base without it. I think this is a really good play from them. If HNB can get this grab, that's maybe going to save them right here from losing this this vial.
I will check the general situation real quick like this. So PIS got the operation base back. Now they have a chance to put it back right there. Leo got it.
Oh, PIS got the vial again.
Leo
I don't know how they
moving
grab it so much.
Almost there, but they still gotta wait for...
Those marches are getting melted like no tomorrow.
Such an intense war. Operation Base only 20 seconds left. After 20 seconds they can leave the vial back there. HNB trying to counter it. Let's see how it's gonna work. MK got it back. The vial is so close.
They are
Big Daddy is taking...
He is running around this this operation base, and I'm wondering if he has a march in here that's not allowing him to enter, which maybe screwed himself over.
Oh... Operation Base is taken. They're still going crazy on those vials, man. This is insane. I can barely see who took the vial. Meanwhile, while we are focusing on this, there are huge changes on the map. I can't focus on anywhere else though. I really want to see how this
Thing is, I don't know if
ends.
you realize HNB already has a 3,000 point advantage. Even if they get this vial, it's really only going to tie the score, which is not what we want to see here.
You may have that vial, but at what cost? Okay,
I mean, the fact that they're constantly losing their operation bases is really setting them back. And I mean, given the fact that it's so close to, you know, where DHX is kind of ported up to, it's hard to maintain good field dominance here, given that they can just refresh their marches with like a quick 20-second march or whatever.
Okay, the vial is...
And they did get the vial in the operation base, which is more or less
taken it. They actually made it. This is insane. Okay, now they're spreading. They can focus back on the outposts that they have lost, but HNB took everywhere already. This is damn. Such a crazy war
PIS
going
did
on
just
there.
take their helipad back. HNB did have it held for a while. I was surprised nobody teleported up to maybe cause disturbance back there.
Let's check the both sides real quick. They are straight up going for the zombies.
Yeah, they are gathering pretty heavy over here, getting ready for the next big fight, which you also got to recognize bio building opens back up in another 7 minutes. So we'll kind of see how that turns out as well.
If they share this Bio Tyrant too, the Wild War will be intense.
This is really close though.
This is
basically
insanely
tie.
close, like this is nothing. Look at this difference.
I mean, it's really hard to say who's winning these fights here. It's kind of like a back and forth as well on a lot of these
It's
buildings.
impossible to tell. Okay, only 10 seconds left.
And even then again, these guys really are going to want to be able to win this this fight over this Tyrant, be able to get this kill. That's going to be huge for them.
Exactly.
Thing is, right now they've been doing insanely good at building.
Okay,
And you see the Bio Tyrants have spawn, and we'll see kind of how this turns out.
At the
Who gets
same
the kills
time.
here.
First Bio Tyrant is gone.
And Red killed the first one.
PIS got it. The second one. Let's check the second one. What's going on here? Oh, it's going down.
And
of
it
course,
is gone to
HNB got
HNB.
it.
That is a
They
1-1.
shared the Bio Tyrants again. The point gap is insanely low. Like anything can change the results right now. This is going so crazy. Okay, now they're pulling their troops back.
I
will
wonder how they're
refresh.
going to kind of move with the upcoming minutes or whatever, given that there is a lot more time still before the next vial spawns.
PIS is trying to salvage because the whole map is right now taken by HNB.
And they've really taken advantage of the chaos over these bio tyrants and still managed to get these
exactly like
kills, which
this is next
massive.
level multitasking. Let's check the overall situation on the map real quick.
And honestly, that's really well played by HNB. I mean, they're being forced to kind of just run these down, and it's a really big setback. And then you're going to have probably people taking over the bio building again, and I don't know if that's really a good thing, given that they're constantly getting just the chaos taken advantage of.
True. Okay, 4 minutes left. Until that time, I believe we will see a lot of wars during the operation bases.
Yeah, they are really going heavy on the enemy here, and I'm loving this.
Let's check the overall troop layout real quick. Okay, there's a huge war going on in operation bases. Obviously, PIS trying to take it back because they will not be able to deliver the vial if they cannot secure these bases.
HNB doesn't even need to be holding this stuff. All they need to do is make sure to constantly take it back. So then those 60 seconds, no points for PIS. It's just really difficult for them. I mean, you do see, PIS is trying to make a comeback and make some moves, but it is really hard for them right now. And I mean,
the biggest war is in the Hitas operation.
Yeah, they're being stretched
right
all over the map right now, which is really making them unorganized. And honestly, they might end up getting picked off at this rate. I mean, you do see just field dominance up mid right now.
Exactly. Okay, PIS got their
I
base
think the
back.
issue is PIS is so focused on taking these operation bases back, and HNB is able to just kind of dominate them in that regard. And even then, you saw HNB kind of holding them down in the field in these other areas. So, I mean, they can't really play too recklessly here.
Okay, now we see huge regrouping in the mid. Obviously, we can expect this. The last while will be the break point of this game.
I did notice PIS running, like they were hitting a rider march on one of these outposts, and there was already a march in there, which, you know, something I talked about earlier, if it's worth actually sacrificing the marches, and, you know, maybe HNB decided that it was to kind of hold these outposts, these passive points, and, you know, it is working out really well for them.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, you see how they're kind of gaining the point advantage constantly by taking these things as well.
Let's check the overall situation real quick before the big battle begins. It's only 2 minutes left. The outposts, helipad safe.
It is back to being even, but I mean, even then it's guys are back in points, and honestly, I think a lot of this depends on who still gets this vial. And
yeah, pretty much that vial going to be the break point of the game.
I feel like PIS 100% needs this vial, or I feel like they're. And honestly, I don't even know if HNB needs the vial. If they just held them down on the field here, this would be extremely hard for them to kind of pull out a win without these extra points. Given that
still
they
very
lost
close.
so
Anything
many.
can happen.
Yeah. They are just getting spread all over the place. I think this is probably their biggest issue right now. Maybe they got caught off guard and this is kind of hurting the organization or something, but it is not looking good for them right now. And honestly, I am happy if this goes into a third match. I wanted to see like a final showdown, you know?
Okay, we are patiently waiting for the spawn of vial. We know the battle going to be huge. Both teams going to come in for it like crazy. It means a lot. The owner of the vial, whoever can deliver it, will probably win this.
And HNB is getting one of their operation bases swarmed down as well. So I don't know. Maybe they're taking a page out of the enemy's book right now. But
yeah, both of
there
them
is some
taking their base, each other's bases. So they are countering pretty much all of it. We will see.
Yeah,
the vial is almost there. 20 seconds.
Yeah, I think people are definitely paying more attention to these, and now I've really been taking advantage of this. And I feel like PIS really should have come in this match maybe doing the same thing, because obviously HNB was going to have to make for a crazy play, which, I mean, they're obviously doing right now. And it's making it really hard. And this bio building, it's about to spawn now. Vial.
Okay,
and there it is. We're going to see how this kind of runs through, but honestly, given the points right now, it is going to be very hard for PIS, especially if they cannot get this vial.
Yeah, they must get this vial because they are kind of losing their presence over the map.
This is the last spawn in it as well, so whoever gets this is really going to be the winner of this round, honestly. And if nobody gets it, HNB is still going to be the winner of this round.
True.
And honestly, if you know, I was in HNB shoes, I would do my best to maybe hold these guys down here on the field. But then again, you know, they probably want to try to move this as far as possible.
Let's take a look at the map real quick to see what's going on, if there are any moments. So far, HNB is doing an insane multitasking. The huge mid-battle is still going on.
I mean,
a lot of refreshment.
And it looks like HNB did get the first capture here.
Oops,
They've moved it a little bit back, but this march is about to die. Back on the ground. Vial is back on the ground, but it is closer to HNB side. Maybe these guys can kind of recover. I mean, like, this round rides on PIS, maybe trying to get this. So, I mean, they have to do their best.
Okay,
but Shift did grab it
back
from PIS. But his marches are getting focused and beamed, and now it's back on the ground.
HNB is flanking the entire squad. Right,
they are getting cut off, honestly. This is disgusting. And this vial is back in someone's hands. It is PIS here, but they are not moving, so I do not know.
I'm trying to see who took it, but it's
I
so
think
hard to read
I think it is PIS MK, but he is not moving. I don't know if he knew he had it or not. I mean, they're still standing there. I don't even know if people can click on this guy. There's just so many marches, and he's back on the ground.
He picked it, he lost it again.
I mean, we have 9 minutes to see if this vial gets to an operation base safely. And it is hard to tell who's grabbing this thing. Is down again. This is just a dogfight. It looks like, honestly, HNB has more numbers here too, which makes it even harder, especially since PIS is really relying on getting this vial.
This is
and
what
Tink
is
is carrying it.
HNB got it. Okay,
I mean, they are not able to catch this march right now. They're trying their best. It's getting a far way down here. And
can they even?
Honestly,
Okay,
this
yeah,
might be the end of the match here.
Yeah,
and
they catch
the vial is about to drop
still,
though.
Look at
Vial's back on the ground, but it is more in HNB's territory here.
True. And look at the strategy. Like they're still playing for all the outposts around.
Yeah, it is really
changing back and forth.
That is
crazy.
Really smart.
Like, how many fingers you have, man? How many commands you can make at the same time?
You did see PIS had that, but they were moving it back.
It's just going back and forth. Like, I cannot foresee what's going on anymore. Okay.
PIS is moving it again. But they are kind of moving it towards this operation base, I think because maybe they've already captured it. But I don't think PIS can hold this long enough, so honestly I would not want to try to move it in this direction. HNB is clearly going to take it back, and they're kind of getting set up for a hard time here.
I mean, they're trying to at least secure the base so they can drop it off, but HNB is countering them.
PIS is trying to move it down again, but they're just not in a really good spot here. It's stuck in the corner, and they can't figure out which way to go.
It's too much.
And obviously this has gone into HNB's kind of favor here, given that it's much closer to their side of the map.
Yeah,
the refresh times are going to be much better.
Because they have been very aggressive with the bases, you know, the outposts and everything. They secure them. Yeah, they're playing the huge macro game here.
And I mean, they've already taken a good point advantage, given the fact that, you know, obviously the zombies were kind of being traded back and forth. You know what I mean?
Yes. The tyrants were just huge.
And
like
it
the fact
looks
that
like Hans maybe grabbed it. Is that Hans? No, I can't even say that name. Someone from HNB has grabbed it though. They are moving it back over here. PIS did take this operation base back, and you know I think HNB has to either take it or try to move it to another.
That is very good game by PIS, by the way. Meanwhile, they're contesting the vial. They still got all the outposts.
And honestly, that's a good play by PIS, constantly trying to take this operation base to deny them the opportunity to put it in there.
Okay, HNB carrying it like crazy again.
And HNB does have it again. They're moving it more into their...
I told you,
and it's back on the ground again.
Crazy fast, back on the ground again. But Maya, man, one of my favorite cavalry heroes, insanely fast. Okay,
I mean, you do see PIS also has this forward outpost. You know, they're really trying to take the stuff around this this vial, which is probably the best move they could do. And then, you know, if by chance they can maybe get the vial in there after stealing it, that would be their kind of saving factor. But even then, they're losing by a good margin of points. So I don't even know if this vial is enough to save them at this point.
Yeah, the difference is kind of big now.
And I mean,
even the vial may not be enough, but we will see.
I mean, you see Big Daddy moving it upwards, but there's not really much he can do it. And I think this is a pretty slow march here.
Well, they got the operation base right
back
here,
on the ground.
But it's on the ground again.
You guys have 5 minutes to kind of decide who's going to get this vial. I think they're just struggling in numbers over here, but they're doing their best.
Well, let's take a look real quick. I think
HNB's trying to move it further away into their territory. I think they just abandoned the thought of putting it near these operation bases or anything. They're just trying to move it backwards. make it impossible for PIS to kind of get the win here, which I mean it looks like might end up being the case. Which even if they get this vial, I still like there is that point gap, and it's just gonna be kind of hard for them to close that even with the vial.
Okay, both outposts are taken by PIS. Okay, Big Daddy took it again, trying to
You see them
move
moving it at pretty good distance. I don't know if they're not able to click on the march because of how many there are.
But now the base
HNB
is
did capture
gone.
the operation base back, so it did make it pretty hard here. I mean, PIS took it back again. It's just a game of whack-a-mole, and whoever kind of has this and is able to jump in it wins the vial fight at the very least.
You need 30 fingers to deal with all this pressure, man.
And you do have PIS holding it.
PIS
They're
holding
trying,
it. They
They're
got
trying
the
to
base
march
back
into
too.
this. This
Yeah.
operation base is getting swarmed. And I don't know if he's able to enter right now. Is he not able to click it? I can't even tell. He's just standing next to it. And they did jump in. And this is super close.
Oh my god, the point difference.
It is insanely close. There is almost oh my gosh.
Can't believe they actually
Yeah,
managed to
see
drop
how
it
close the
from
points
there.
are right now. It's 3 minutes left, and this is really going to rely on who can hold these buildings and maintain like pressure over here.
This is straight up some Rambo moment, you know.
It's almost only 100 or 200 point kind of difference here, and I mean
The point difference
PIS
is insanely
really trying
close.
to take these buildings to make sure that they can deny HNB as many points as possible and potentially win this round. But they've already lost a lot of, I don't even know,
Okay,
a lot of
both,
stuff, so it's going
both
to be
of
hard.
them are rushing each other's outposts. They want to deny them 3 points, but it's insanely close. We will try to keep an eye on the both
It
sides.
does look like HNB has the advantage right now, though, in operation bases. They at least have 3, are about to take another 4th one. And PIS did just take one of theirs back, but that's 60 seconds of no points as well. So I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be an easy comeback. They still have 2 minutes, but it is a hard play to and they're losing points by the minute.
I really wouldn't know what to do
right now.
here. Like, look at this. The outpost battle is insane, and the zombies are spawning. Look at this.
That was
5
insanely
seconds.
played by
So
both sides here.
what you gonna do? Contest the outposts or go for the zombies? Let's see what their play going to be.
And I mean, you see they're just playing a game of whack-a-mole in these operation bases, trying to maintain his point.
I will call it 3D whack-a-mole, 4D whack-a-mole.
Now all HNB really needs to do is just kind of hold these and make sure PIS isn't able to hold theirs for long. Even if they have field presence, as long as HNB has enough to be able to swarm these things down, PIS isn't even going to be able to beat them on these operation bases. All it's really going to come down to is melting whatever's inside there, and no matter how fast you are, these marches around it won't melt fast enough.
Okay, I literally cannot keep up with all these skirmishes around all the map anymore.
It honestly
Look at
looks
this.
like
This
this
is
match might be
insane.
decided. It's 500 point advantage for HNB, and they were neck to neck before, so I think HNB might have this in the bag already. This was an insane match.
Okay, it's the
Insanely
last 1
close.
minute still.
1
Anything
minute
can
left.
happen.
Honestly, that was insane plays by both sides there.
I don't know where to focus on. Look at this. The whole battlefield is swarming with
I'm honestly
those
so
skirmishes.
surprised that PIS has gotten that capture and got that freaking vial in right in time.
Yeah, I
that
don't know
so-
how they managed to do it. Like I said, that was like a Rambo moment.
Yeah, you could notice that the two outposts and operation base near the vial, they were constantly trying to hit back to be theirs, and I think that their plan was to try to jump in there.
They are even contesting the helipad. This is crazy. Okay, the last 20
Yeah,
seconds.
even helipad gives points, so anything they can deny is a win in
Yeah,
their book.
yeah, true.
And it looks like HNB has won this round, so this is going to be going
Oh.
into round 3.
Almost
That
there.
is amazing. Okay, that was a
Last
crazy match.
5 seconds.
I mean, both teams are really going to have to plan for this
3,
next one.
2, 1, and it's over. Damn. I don't know if the viewers can hear this, but the venue is going crazy over this victory.